Kamigami is the kind of game that you play at night when your parents are asleep, because if your mom caught you playing this, she would have some questions. And regrets. It's a card game that turns mythological deities and creatures into anime characters, mostly anime girls with large personalities. The objective of the game is to destroy the opponent's deity. To do that, you need to summon creatures with your devotion, which is this game's mana system. Every turn you gain a set amount of devotion, but you can increase this with card effects like Ares, which lets you gain 1 extra devotion for every Greek card on the graveyard. You use devotion for basically everything: summoning, moving, attacking, and activating card effects. Your deity can also move and attack by spending it. I have a few issues with this system. It doesn't feel balanced, and it makes it so that every duel is a race to see who can snowball the fastest, especially with Zeus, seeing as with every creature you summon you get more devotion the next turn to summon even more creatures, or just move and attack as many times as you can, which is another issue because your cards can attack and move as long as you have the devotion for it. There are no limits per turn. There were many times where I overwhelmed my opponent and they couldn't do anything about it because they couldn't generate enough devotion per turn to use their deity to attack my creatures, so I just attacked them 4 or 5 times in a row with the same card to win, which felt incredibly cheap. The UI during duels could also use a bit of a revamp, because right now it looks very bare bones compared to the rest of it. The main single player content is in story mode, which is a visual novel where you play as yourself, a Kamigami player who was sent into the world of the gods by Athena to save the world from impending doom. You know, a regular Tuesday for most of us. Honestly, I tried my best to follow the story, but there were just so many typos and grammar errors that I just stared at Athena's beautiful and round owl and skipped. The bugs are also many, like cards with the wrong names, getting kicked into the main menu when you lose in story mode, random screen flashes during certain card effects, UI buttons not working. It's a bit of a mess. One very good thing is that you don't have to pay real money for the cards and you can get everything by just playing the game, but that doesn't really matter when every time I go into the deck edit I get stuck and the only way to leave is by force quitting, losing all the changes I made to the deck. Kamigami is a mess in its current state, plain and simple. The IDs and foundation are there and the art style of the cards is pretty good, but that's simply not enough when the game is an unbalanced and buggy mess. The game comes out in under 10 days, so there's still time to fix most of these issues, but I can't recommend it if this is what's going to be released to the public. Like and subscribe for Athena's owl!